action to go from what is wrong and what is the past to a future that we all can live in and that we want to create, that is just, that is in line with reconciliation, that is free from fossil fuels.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want?
Starting in 2020, we saw mass federal moves on the COVID pandemic. Starting just recently, we've seen mass federal moves to support NATO and push Russia out of the Ukraine. Let's see these same moves put on a Ministry of Just Transition. We can support workers. We have the power. We have the tools. We can support communities. We have the power. We have the tools. We can support our brothers and sisters internationally. We want a future with no war. Today is symbolic, but it's also instrumental. We're putting to power our minds and our imagination. But if we continue pushing that forward, and if we continue working together, supporting workers, talking to our represented electives, pushing on the arguments that we know are important and make the world a better place, we can make this a reality. So everyone, give all of us here a round of applause. Thank you.
Formed Ministry of Just Transition. Thank you all for joining us today at the opening of our new office on unceded Lekwungen territory. The IPCC, the global body of climate scientists, recently released its most worrying report yet on the scale of the climate emergency. Antonio Guterres, Secretary of the United Nations, has said, as current events make all too clear, our reliance on fossil fuels makes the global economy and our energy security vulnerable to geopolitical crises. Instead of slowing down decarbonization, now is the time to accelerate the transition to a renewable energy future. That's why the launching of the new federal Ministry of the Just Transition is coming just in the nick of time, and there's not a moment to waste. The ministry is charged with delivering a just transition that plans to do three things. 1, expands our social safety net and greatly reduces inequality. Our $75 billion annual budget is coming from taxing the rich through a new wealth tax and the 2, guarantees a green, good, unionized job for anyone that wants one. At the center of the just transition ensures nobody is left behind as we meet the climate crisis. And 3, align with science by moving at the pace and scale of the climate emergency demands. This means a moratorium on all fossil fuel expansion, including freezing fossil fuel projects currently under construction, like the Trans Mountain and Coastal GasLink pipelines in BC. It also means an end to federal funding for highway and airport expansion and reallocating these funds to create great public transit everywhere, including a highway bus service fare to Indigenous communities in rural Canada. The new Ministry of Just Transition will create millions of decent, dignified jobs. The fossil fuel era is ending, and we are taking a critical first step that requires a managed decline of fossil fuels in a swift and just way that creates real support for workers and communities. Our new office is located directly across the offices of the newly renamed BC Ministry of Sustainable and Just Transportation. I'm going to pass the mic to Lindsay Aziz for a special announcement.
Hello everyone, how are you today? I'm Lindsay Aziz, spokesperson for the Ministry of Sustainable and Just Transportation, formerly the Ministry of Highway Expansion Boondoggles. As of today, highway expansion boondoggles in BC have been cancelled. Ridiculous $40 billion Keating Crossroad flyover over the Pat Bay Highway on the Saanich Peninsula. Instead, a simple traffic light will be installed to improve public safety. Instead of wasting public funds on highway expansion expansion projects that make traffic worse and increase greenhouse gas pollution, all these federal and provincial funds will be going to improve public transit, walking, and rolling and cycling. The first project to be funded in this region will be comfortable BC bus electric highway coaches from Victoria to Nanaimo and other island destinations. BC bus fares will be affordable, and there will be a bus leaving from Victoria to Nanaimo every hour. Electric BC bus service will be quickly extended to all Indigenous and rural communities across BC. In the coming weeks, we will be announcing many improvements to public transit in urban areas, including lower transit fares and a program to create safe bike and roll routes everywhere.
And without further ado, we will open the Ministry of Just Transition and Sustainable Just Transportation.
That is no longer optional, and our MPs, our MLAs, our municipal politicians, they know this. They hear this from us, and we are the force that will bring this into being, and we really want to thank you for being here today, across with all the other people across the country who are calling for this, and we'll make it happen. So thank you so much for being here.